Hi, welcome back to MRTV. Welcome to this very exciting live stream about the upcoming high-end PCVR headset, the Somnium VR1. And live with me here, directly from Prague, is Artur, the CEO and founder of Somnium Space, and Antonin, a very important person because he is the head of software and optics development of the Somnium VR1. So, hi guys, how are you doing? Are you excited?
I mean, amazing. Thank you for having us.
Thank
It's
you
a
for asking.
great morning in Prague, sunny and everything is beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm super excited to have you here because, well, not only me, but all of the VR enthusiast community is excited about your product that we're going to talk about today. And obviously, your product is the Somnium VR1. It's a high-end PCVR headset that you are developing. And, well, it is going to come out later this year. But Artur, why don't you tell us a bit more about this device for the people who have never heard about it? So, what exactly is it, and why should PCVR enthusiasts care about this product?
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I think I'm myself a PCVR enthusiast, and I will tell why I care about this device. Of course, apart from that, us producing it and making it, but main part about it is that it's a native PCVR headset with many and majority parts which will be open sourced and giving the full control to people, and also with amazing visuals, great FOV, with eye tracking, hand tracking, and mixed reality. So it's a full package for those who want to really enjoy, I think, one of the best visuals on the market at the moment in terms of PCVR. You know, I do a lot of VR daily, and I do a lot of PCVR. 95% of my VR is PCVR, and I'm a strong believer that it will continue that way. And I think the main things which why I care, but what I care in the headset about is, of course, visual clarity, the resolution, yes, but FOV is very important, because the moment you are in this binocular, in this binocular mode where your immersion is cut by the tunnel vision, that's where to me was one of the biggest constraints in current VR market, and that's what we wanted to improve a lot. We wanted to push the capability of today's PCVR to the limit in terms of FOV and clarity and brightness and other things we can discuss later. But that's why I care about it. And in our ethos as a company, because we are a decentralized social VR company, we said we don't want to have any hidden fees, any license fees, anything bad in the terms and conditions. So if you buy this headset, whether you're indie dev developer or you're a corporate company or you're just an individual, you just buy it and you own it and you use it the way you want to use it. Whether you want to make money with it or you want to resell it or you want to, I don't know what. We want to give you this this ability to not think about those hidden things and licenses. So I think that's what makes me excited about the headset. Obviously, I'll be using it and testing it, but I'll be using it on a daily basis. And also variants. We allow people to choose what they want. Whether you want mixed reality, but you don't want hand tracking, or you want hand tracking and eye tracking, but you don't want mixed reality. We give you these options, and we had to do separate injection molding parts in terms of the front cover to make sure that each variant has its own cover. And we shared some pictures in this update and the last update. So yeah, I mean, overall, the full package, we try to go from packaging, we can talk about it later as well, to the final part. And we try to do the best what we could do today. We are not gods or the emperors of the world, but in our capabilities we will try to deliver the best possible headset we could potentially do.
Okay, great. So it is made for PC VR enthusiasts who want to find like the next high-end device. Do I get this right? So people who have like an Index right now, this is probably the upgrade for them, in your opinion.
Exactly. I'm myself rocking Index on a daily. So my two headsets, my two favorite headsets right now on the market, and I tried them all, and I have them all, are Valve Index. I still use Valve Index. It's unbelievable after all these
It's
years.
a great headset. I agree.
Overall, it's a great headset. And Pico 4 wirelessly through virtual desktop I use if I want to do wireless, but most of the time it's Index and full body tracking because I do Somnium and social VR. So that's for me. These are for me the daily drivers.
Okay, great. So yeah, it's PCVR. So now lots of companies do standalone headsets, right? So tell us a bit more about your decision not to go for standalone or some kind of mix between standalone and PCVR, but go PCVR only, like pure PCVR. Tell us about this part.
In the beginning, when we announced Somnium VR1, we started to work on the standalone part as well. So we wanted to be standalone with native support of the PCVR, kind of like Pico Neo 3 Link style thing. But after like almost half a year of development, which we spent quite a lot of money and time developing it, we kind of realized that honestly, if you want to really do the best of the best for PCVR, because from the beginning, PCVR was kind of our main target still. That's why we wanted to have a native connection. And we said, okay, if you want to maximize the PCVR part perfectly, if you want to have better FOV, better performance, if you want to give you 3 USB-C, 10 gigabit connections for your peripherals, we have to ditch and we have to kind of leave the standalone part out. So that was a decision which costed us money and time, but that was a calculated decision which the whole team kind of supported. And since 1.5 years, we're working only on a PCVR headset, and we still believe it's the best solution. And we still believe that PCVR is not dead or whatever other companies are believing in. We still think that there is a huge market, and PCVR can just deliver more. That's the truth of life. I don't know how to say it differently.
Yeah, for enthusiasts, there's no question about it. Most people who are watching MRTV, they are exactly this kind of enthusiast. So you don't even have to discuss it. It makes so much sense. Yeah, cool. So you want to simply make the best visuals. So tell us how you achieve it. Tell us more about the optical stack, the displays, how it goes together with with the lenses, and also how you achieve the big FOV. Probably Antonin could tell us something more about the lenses and how it all goes together to form this this great optics that you talk about.
I guess we can talk about the dual setup.
Yes, so the lenses are the ancestor to actually X-T lenses from the Virgin Gears headset. It's a newer revision of them. It's calculated to maximize PPD on that display while preserving the high FOV, which we currently measure
125 plus.
Yeah, 125 plus.
Okay, that's great. Horizontal. That is actually really good then. Okay, cool.
And
nice.
Yeah, and the lenses are perfectly optimized for the display that we chose. It was because of perfect capabilities like it's a contrast and
local dimming, brightness, all of those things. Yeah.
It has,
and resolution.
It has over 200 nits. And our LED system doesn't or is perfectly it has perfect transmission of light, so it doesn't lose almost anything from the display brightness.
Okay.
And all of these were parameters that we had in heads while optimizing the lens design.
Yeah, and I would say maybe a little bit we can talk about, because I've got a lot of questions about like what is this dual lens setup, how it's different from other headsets, and what's maybe we could say what's the difference between like all majority of classical VR headsets, which is one lens.
Exactly. And majority of classical PCVR headsets used one lens, and that setup can be done using Fresnel lens or a classic lens. But our setup using two lenses, so there are 4 surfaces for the ray accommodation. also we are using all of the surfaces are freeform, so it's perfectly optimized for maximizing the sharpness of the image through whole field of view, and also for maximizing the sharpness itself. So now I'm not talking about the PPD, but about the second parameter, transmission of the sharpness of the optics. So it's maximized. These optics can handle 4 times more resolution that the display has.
Okay, all
So,
right. So that is not the bottleneck then. Tell us a bit
yes.
more about the setup of the lenses. So it is 2 lenses. So what is the difference between your lenses and pancake lenses that can be found, for
Yes.
example, in the Quest Pro?
Pancake lenses is quite different technology. In Pancake, they are using polarized light refraction and reflection, and these polarized lens systems can, let's say, lose 80% of brightness
Okay,
from
yeah,
the
right.
displays. So that's the main difference. They have also some benefits, but like smaller design and let's say
they're just narrower, much smaller footprint.
much smaller weight, and also there are some benefits in optics, but mostly they are being calculated for field of view up to 90 degrees.
Okay.
So
and also I have to say, I think Pimax, in my opinion, or it's not Pimax, the Pico, in my opinion, has the best pancake lenses right now on the market, and they're great. But they also introduce some of the downsides, like for example some of the glare and things like that. Again, I love Pico 4. It's a great headset.
Me too. Me too. I like it too. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm very open about it, and it's a great headset. But all the the clarity, it's great. Obviously, you need a very bright display, and there's also bottleneck of not all producers, or maybe none, are producing the display types and resolutions with the brightness is needed to actually get to the point where it can get through the pancake lenses. So I guess I don't know, like, if you can confirm it, but can we say that this setup is kind of best of both worlds, trying to combine best of both worlds?
Right now, I would say yes. Before somebody came up with a better solution in lens.
Hypervision is working on something.
Better displays.
Exactly.
Because that was the second problem, that there were no displays with such a huge resolution available at the moment when we were preparing the design. So there are several reasons for this decision.
Yeah. So what is the difference between your lens and, let's say, for example, the aspheric lenses of the Vario Aero or the Pimax Crystal?
So do we want to go that territory?
I really want to understand the difference.
We respect all the companies who are doing PCVR. Actually,
right.
Really.
No, I do obviously as well, right? I just want to understand.
I mean, I guess this is the main difference.
Like, you have two, right?
It's a dual setup.
Okay.
It's a dual setup. It's a different calculation, different setup of the lenses. I mean, different math behind it.
It will just give you a bigger FOV while still having the good things of an aspheric lens, basically.
Correct. And that's why it takes space. It takes space in the like our optical setup per eye is that thick. Like it's physics, and we cannot go around it. When people say, like, why is the headset not as big as, I don't know, as small as Pico 4? We say, look, we can't give everything, like, in terms of FOV and clarity, at the same time preserve the maybe in 3-5 years there will be, I'm sure, but it depends on manufacturer.
Exactly. And for instance, if we were using like some Fresnel lens inside for shrinking the system, we would introduce some optic artifacts. Yeah. And we were focused on image clarity during the development.
All right. So you totally want to have the best image quality while still maintaining like a bigger FOV than what we know from the headsets that are out right now, basically. Cool, cool. Looking forward to try it out myself. I can't wait, just like the community. I know that. They are asking me all the time, like when. So
Yeah.
okay, tell us a bit more about the display. So we're looking at high resolution, 2880 by 2880, right? And it's a
Yep.
QLED and mini LED with local dimming.
Yes.
Right.
And there's a lot of questions of how many local dimming zones are there. How many local
Exactly.
dimming zones we have?
576.
Okay, write it down, people, and don't ask this question again. Okay,
Per
500
eye.
per eye. Yes, 576 local dimming zones per eye.
Okay, great. So yeah, that's a good number. So I'm looking forward to try it out. Yeah. So I guess together that's the optical stack, and both are important, right? Like the lenses and the display, obviously, both go together to have that optical solution. So
Yes.
I've heard a lot of talk, and also on my Discord server, the talk of glass lenses versus plastic lenses.
Yes.
Yeah, right. It is there, and I'm also wondering what is better. So from my understanding until now, it's glass lenses are better because there's even more light going through, right? And that's what you want. So tell us what is your opinion about that?
My opinion is that it's not about the material, but about the manufacturing technology.
Okay.
Because you can have a glass lens which is poorly manufactured, but yeah, there are much more manufacturers and opticians which can manufacture very precise glass lens, and it's being used for years. And also it has better parameters while used in outdoor and temperature changes and other physics aspects. But our technology for lens manufacturing was tuned for several years. I would say it's over 6 years of tuning that manufacturing technology of plastic lens. And we can achieve very precise surfaces and very accurate curves on the surfaces using our latest machine works.
And also I would add is it's also about how the shape and the math behind it, how the lens. Because you can have a glass lens, which is a glass lens, but then if your I don't know, warping math is not correct, or if your optical stack as the whole, because optical stack is one thing, you cannot just say this thing. And if your optical stack is not perfectly optimized to that, then you will get the benefits of glass at some point will be completely lost immediately. So
Okay.
it's not about the material. And I always joke that one category where glass lenses are absolutely superior to the plastic lenses is the weight. They're much more heavy. 100%.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
So
yeah.
I mean, look, we had the prototype, the early prototype of the optical setup on CES, and people tried it. And I'd say 95% of people, like I've not seen a person who said to us, okay, that doesn't look good. Everybody who looked at the optical stack at CES on our booth and at the pass-through, which we will discuss later, everybody went impressed. And everybody said, like, that has much more clarity. And those were actually manually produced lenses. So the precision was far away from...
It was really poorly made prototypes with precision like hundreds of micrometers off.
Exactly. And now we have the production lenses.
And production lenses, we are under 10 micrometers of accuracy. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Looking forward to that. So your optical stack does not introduce any glare at all?
So far, I didn't see any noticeable glare in terms of that it would immediately stroke us. So we've done a lot of testing with it, and again, we're very impressed about the.
Even if used without anti-reflection surface, but we will also.
We do the coating,
anti-reflection coating.
All right.
So.
Because well, the Index also has kind of like a double layered lens, and we know it has terrible reflections. So since you also has like double lenses, I was thinking, okay, so how about the reflections?
No, it's a different. Index is a different lens completely. It's like it's a double lens, but it's a different. And come on, it was done 4 years ago. Again, for that time, it was an amazing headset, and I still
like it myself. I agree.
It's a Fresnel lenses, right? So it's a completely different type of lens. That's why they've got God rays and reflections and stuff.
So how about warping or distortions? How about your lens? So we had quite a few distortions with the Aero, for example, right? Normally this kind of aspheric lenses do also have some distortions. So how about your headset? Does it have like a distortion sweet spot, like the Crystal, where you have to be in that sweet spot? Or tell us about your distortions in your lenses.
I would start as every headset which has you have a sweet spot, and then you have the areas which are out of the sweet spot. In my opinion, from trying it, it's a very good sweet spot. Now you can maybe say some mathematically, but
yes, of course, our lens has a sweet spot where you have to have your eye for the best clarity of the image. But let's say it has kind of a bigger eye box, so it doesn't need a precise headset positioning on the head. And we also preparing an algorithm which will help you with the positioning. So the headset or some of its variants will have a eye tracking inside, and you can look on the overlay if your headset is properly positioned. So you will find the position pretty easily, I think.
Okay, good. Yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, also like how easy it is to put on and to fix it to the head plays a big role, right? So you need to find the sweet spot, obviously, like in every headset, and then it has to be comfortable, and you have to fix it in a great way. So tell us how you designed the comfort and how to fix it to your head. Probably you can show us how.
Yeah, we're still so that as we told in the last update, this thing is obviously a 3D printed prototype. This is not the final plastics, and the main reason for this is like I think Force Ergonomics prototype. So we call it a release candidate, like Force release candidate of Ergonomics. So all things like the face mask, we're talking about like prolonging the distance between the face mask and the holder to give you, because some people like myself, I try to push the headset to my eyes, like I want to slap it on my face and I want to tighten it up so that my brain is being squeezed. But I like it because it gives me that maximum immersion level, and it gives me maximum FOV. But for that, you need to have like good face mask and good quality. So this is not a final. This is just the prototype. We're still doing changes, and as I wrote to the update, let's say the injection molding producer is on hold right now, waiting for our final design. And then the moment we send them and we say we fix the design, that's the moment when they'll produce us the final finish plastics or outer shells for the headsets. But sure, I mean, the head strap is still being worked on as well. So what do you see here? It's not the final one. We are still doing the test and trying to find a solution for the audio, the outside audio. So right now the strap has in-ear buds. But we are trying to do the over-the-ear solution, because we hear people
want that
about it all the time. I myself like it. I have nothing against earbuds as well, because good audio, good earbuds give you really good immersion too. But I understand why people want to use and use the over-the-ear. Since the headset is kind of modular,
HTC Vive Deluxe audio strap. You might just work together with them, because I really like the
of course. And by the way, if you have HTC Vive Deluxe audio strap, if you have almost any Quest 2 audio strap, because of our anchor points on the sides, because of those things where you can unscrew them and 3D print the holder, you can actually put there any holder you want of any size. And
it
if
looks
something
exactly
is,
like the Quest 2 one. That would
yeah,
be
so
perfect if this was compatible with Quest 2 accessories.
so if correct, so if you have any other strap
cool.
on the you have at home with the audio solution you like, you can use here. And even if it doesn't fit 100%, by the way, it's made to fit majority of straps well. You can 3D print your own holder, which will be maybe 3 millimeters wider, and then you'll be able to put it on. So in the end of the day, we will deliver you a good head strap in the box for sure. But you would be able to swap it to your own if you decide so.
Wow, honestly speaking, in my opinion, it would be a stroke of genius if this was exactly compatible with the Quest 2 or with the Quest 3. You know, that side part that you just showed, because then people can simply use the stuff that they have anyways.
We will release all the blueprints and STL models for the 3D printing to print your own, and I can tell you, yes, it is compatible. Yes,
I love it. Okay, this is huge. I think this is the first time that this comes out, and this might be exclusive. So yeah, so you might be able to simply use your Quest 2 or Quest 3 accessories easily, and I really think that is amazing. That is truly, truly amazing. Congrats!
And of course we have audio jack. Of course we have audio jack and USB-C on every side. On the sides of it. Sides of the headset. Here and here you have USB-Cs, and also you have USB-C here. So in terms of accessories, you can connect whatever you want, whether you want to have headphone jack in and you have other audio solution, or you go through USB-C. Everything is possible.
Okay, cool. And like for me, I really love the Bobo VR stuff. I like to mod it onto any kind of headset with a nice battery, which you don't need.
Yeah, I remember your Frankenstein.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that stuff. So it's cool. It's great that you have that compatible stuff. Amazing. So how about IPD adjustment? How do you do it? Do you have like a manual?
It's a manual IPD adjustment. So it's a manual one, and you just slide.
Oh yeah,
the slider. I personally like manual IPG adjstments. There were discussions about having the electronic ones, and we settled no. You just simply slide it in a very simple way. And you have it. It will show you where you are. Where you are. And eye tracking will help as well to kind of guide you. But at the end of the day, it's just
you can save some space as well, because you don't have to put the motor there. And
yes, and also again, I don't want to go to settings every time I want to adjust IPD or press the buttons and wait. Like again, some things are simple, and there's a reason why they're simple, but they work. So in my opinion, having the manual one is perfectly fine.
I agree, honestly speaking. So cool. Yeah, and you know what I personally think is interesting, and probably we can talk like 5 minutes about it, that your headset is completely produced in the European Union. So tell us about that choice, why you did it, and what it means for the consumer. Or why did you make this choice?
I think it's not only produced; it's also completely designed, and the whole R&D is done here in Prague, with VR engineers, of course. And in terms of producing it in Europe, I think the ability to control every step of the production and be able to interfere or improve every step of production, and having the factory 2 hours from Prague it's just amazing because I can go there, we can go there, we can check and set up the most quality oriented production where we could see what's happening, and we can also interfere immediately if something is going wrong. So the turnaround time is much better. Plus, we believe that the quality is better. Just having people working to bring this. So overall, look, it's all about the control, the quality, And again, ability to make quick changes if we desire to make them, which of course in production, whenever you make production, small changes will happen. Many of them will be invisible for the users, but they will be needed to improve overall, the overall lifespan of the headset.
Okay.
So, we are, if I'm not mistaken, we're the only consumer PCVR headset on the planet which is produced in EU. Which, give or take, we think it's a very interesting thing, and we are actually very happy that we will provide more jobs here support local job market rather than outsourcing and shipping everything, and have zero oversight or very little oversight over the production.
Right. It might also be interesting for companies, for European companies who simply want to have a product that has nothing to do with China. Nothing against China.
We'll have some announcements about that as well. We have already some interest from big companies who want to order bigger amounts of headsets. I cannot tell more, but we'll be announcing that on Somnium Connect, where we will unveil fully the Somnium VR1 headset.
Okay. So other than that, you're producing in the EU. Another thing that I think is interesting for me as a person who is like, I do care about data, and you do everything open source. Is it true? Is everything, or what parts are open sourced?
Everything we can, right? So, for example, if we talk about eye tracking, this was one of the biggest news. We open source everything there, the whole algorithm, and we can talk about eye tracking just in a bit. But for example, hand tracking, which is done with cooperation with Ultraleap, we cannot open source their algorithm, right? They would kill us if we do so, and we don't want to die. So obviously, we try to work with them, for example, to give more access to more data and still to BD. But maybe you can say a few words about eye tracking.
Eye tracking will be the very first thing that we will open source. So people will get complete sources of the library, which they can modify how they want. They can add or learn their own data, so it will be completely free to use and completely open source. They will have the complete internet API for it, so they can also use some other solutions for eye tracking if they want to.
Okay.
So that's the basic idea of.
That's cool. So that part is interesting, and basically it means also you're not selling any licenses, right? For if I buy that device, I can do whatever I want to do with it. I can use it commercially. I can make my own simulator business where I sell that device with my simulator. Like, I can do whatever I want with it.
Whatever you can make a game or whatever, which will make you $1 billion, and I'm not going to come to you and say I want 5% of each copy you sell or something. Like we generally don't care what you use the headset for, of course.
You really sell the headset. You really sell the headset, and it belongs to me, and that's it. Like, period.
Correct. And we don't collect any data. Obviously, we don't want to have anything out of your headset in terms of like eye tracking or anything else. It's not, the data not coming to our servers, and we're not collecting any of that. Everything stays for you. You can collect those data for yourself on your own local PC or whatever you decide to do with that. But we don't do that. And the same, we have the same approach with Somnium. We just don't collect the data of people. We believe that the business model has to be different. It has to be transparently open and different. And our business model for this headset, of course, is selling the headset itself, and then some other additional things which we'll unveil later, but not the data. We don't want your data. In general.
That's great. I like that a lot. That is cool. So who do you believe is going to be your main customer? Is it going to be PCVR enthusiasts who simply want to have the best looking visuals? Or is it more like enterprises who want to use that to make business with your headset?
No, I'm sure it will be more consumers, like prosumers like flight simulators, and sim lovers, like I do myself as well. Or I'm sure social VR part is important because of eye tracking. And I think hand tracking will play increasingly important role in general in the future. But yeah, definitely consumers. But I'm sure, which again I can confirm because of our talks and agreements with other corporates already, there is an interest from the corporate customers for this headset.
Okay.
Precisely for the reasons we discussed before. And since we're talking about the flight simulator, I think one of the questions was people got excited about the 3D modeling of the cockpit for the flight simulators. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
So basically, it's the masking of the cockpit in mixed reality. If you have some cockpit at home, you have a CAD model of that. You can simply create a mesh, upload it to our runtime, and then it will like naturally mask the mixed reality image for you in all the applications and all the drivers and supported software.
That is
And
magic.
I can tell it's
That is
amazing,
magic.
actually.
Yeah, I've tried that on a Vario, and it was magic. So yeah, looking forward to try that with yours. Now, what I'm also interested in is the different models that you have. You mentioned that you're going to have a model with eye tracking, right? And a model with mixed reality. So how does it work? Is it like do you put it on one base model with different faceplates? Like Pimax is doing it, or do you have completely different versions of the headset which are not interchangeable? How does it work?
Yeah, so we have prepared different types of the front faceplates, which will be manufactured in by injection molding for each variant, and then whether you decide whether you click, whenever you'll be ordering, you'll be able to kind of click and choose what you want to have, and based on that, while you are ordering, you will see already how your headset will look like, which is very important, and then you just simply order, and then we put the appropriate faceplate during the actual final production. Now you can actually show, if you have a blog post open, you can show how the base variant will look like without
this
the
one?
hand. No, go scroll down. I think it's below. More. Yeah, this one. This is the base variant. Just click on it if you can maybe make it bigger. I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is the base variant without hand tracking and without mixed reality. This is just a VR variant, which could be with eye tracking, or could be just without anything, just the base VR. So that's how it will look from the front. Just the lighthouse sensors and of course the screws and the cooling intake. It's what it will be. So I think that's the case. In terms of also assembly, we try to use like almost none of the glue parts, so all things are screwed also inside. So we'll probably do the video, and I liked how PSVR did, how they did complete disassembly of their headset on the camera, and they published it.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll do the same. We'll do the same because it's very cool practice. I hope every manufacturer would do something like that to not like simply encourage people to play with it, but also to let people know what's inside and how it's being built. So I think it's a great trend Sony has started, and we'll gladly follow with this trend of publishing the in-depth disassembly tutorial or video.
Yeah. You know what? I really like how this looks like, this device. It looks like gear. It looks like really good high-end gear that I want to use to get something done. Yeah, it's not just, it doesn't look like a I don't know, like a toy. It's a
robust headset. It's a robust headset.
Exactly. It's a robust headset which looks like professional gear that I would professionally use for gaming. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really nice. And I'm still excited about this part here, that this is compatible like with the Quest accessories. Or it's very similar, so you can actually
but you can print any part.
Yeah, I got it.
This is detachable. Yes. Like you can. It will take you, a few hours. You print your own holders for whatever you want to use, like literally.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. That's why we designed the whole plate like this. That it's holding 4 screws, which can each hold like 50 kilos or whatever of weight. but it's a very robust part of the headset. It took us time to make it that way. You also have here on the top, you also have the holder, also the anchor point. If you have the top strap, for example, which goes in, so you can put it there, or you can exchange it to anything else, of course. So the whole modularity of being able to use anchor points is something we're excited. It's from the day one we wanted to be like that. Even when we were thinking about standalone mixed with the PCVR, modularity was number one thing we wanted to have.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So the different modules are like the different SKUs are not interchangeable. So if I bought the base model, I cannot upgrade to the one with the mixed reality, right?
I mean, no. On the other hand, like I'm pretty sure some tinkerers will be, because you can disassemble it in a kind of like,
right. But it's not built to be modular, as in like, okay, I get off this faceplate and then
no, it's not like you tear off
okay,
immediately the faceplate and then put something else. No, it's not that way. But I'm sure some tinkerers and some advanced users will be able to do some stuff with it.
Okay, so
more on that later, but. Yeah.
How many of these SKUs do you have? So you have the base model without mixed reality.
Just for the ease of kind of understanding, we divide them into like 4 categories. So you have the base model, then you have the base with eye tracking, then you have the base with eye tracking and hand tracking, and then you have the full one loaded with base model VR, eye tracking, hand tracking, and mixed reality. Now, as I said, you could go, and it took us also some time to prepare for it. You could go with, hey, I want the mixed reality, but I don't want eye tracking, which would be stupid, by the way, because you need foveated rendering. But let's say you say, I don't want hand tracking, but I want mixed reality, or I just want mixed reality and eye tracking, but no head tracking. You could combine those. You can mix up those things. But generally speaking, those 4 which I named you would be probably the most sold variants out there, because some people just go for VR and they will not care about anything else. And some people would just want to have the fully loaded version of it to have that for whatever reasons they would want, if they want to develop on it or play with the 3D cockpit masking.
Right.
So that would be the use case.
Got it.
Maybe we could say do you remember the resolution of the mixed reality cameras?
Yes, the resolution is 4,000 by 3,000 per eye.
So yeah, that should be enough. Okay, cool. That is a very nice resolution.
Exactly, with FOV of 125 horizontally to 100. So what it means is that the mixed reality cameras cover the full FOV of the Somnium VR1 headset. So you don't have like shrinked mixed reality while your headset supports much higher FOV. You have the mixed reality will have the full FOV of the headset, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
Nice. That sounds good. So yeah, let's talk a bit more about availability of this. So on your latest blog, you told us that we can pre-order this, or tell us a bit more about the process.
So no pre-ordering. So that's important, because we will not be taking money into it. So by the end of September, our new website will go live, and on that website you will be able to reserve the spot. And why we do that is because already today we see by people writing us, by generally on socials, but mainly also by companies and people writing us, is that the demand for the headset will be higher than our initial capacity to produce it, because all the production never starts from 0 to 100%. There's a ramp-up curve, which naturally happens, and that means that there will be those who order earlier will receive it, several months earlier than others, and that difference could be quite significant in time. And then we thought, okay, our ethos of not taking money before we deliver is still here. We don't want to take your money until we prove you that this headset is great, until the reviewers will have the chance to play with it. But on the other hand, people are asking us, how can we make sure that I'm the first one in line? So we said, okay, what could we do? And we said, we'll do the reservation system where you would be able to go on our website, reserve your spot. You'll leave your name, like email, and even you can choose which variant you're interested in, which country you want it to be shipped. and then that's it. And then we will know your place will be there, and we will know that you're there. And when we will start the sale of the headset, you will receive probably 48 hours or maybe a bit more the link to purchase it before others will openly be able to purchase it. So you'll have the head start to actually buy it and have that place reserved for you. That's the reason we're doing it.
Okay, so end of September, people can reserve their spot. Let's call it like this. And when can they actually get it?
That's something I will not tell you on the blog. I like how you go for it. It's great. It's a great attempt. But we don't reveal it yet. And there's simply, just very transparently, there are many parts of the production. Some parts already mass produced, but some parts are still being tweaked. Also like the ergonomics, for example, but there are some other electronic parts, like some of the PCBs and other things are being tweaked. So I cannot tell you exactly. What we know is that we will unveil everything and we will open the orders this year for sure. But when exactly, I just don't want to tell right now, and I cannot tell you today, because then if I tell you something and then we're late,
okay, sure.
Which could happen, and that's why we don't take your money. Okay, if we are late, the only downside for you is you have to wait a bit longer, but you are not committing with the money, or we're not asking.
I got it.
We are financing everything ourselves. So that's.
I got it. Just like after this stream, more people will be excited about it, and of course they want to know, like, okay, is it going to be more like Q1 or Q2 or 2024, or is it going to be later? So like obviously we want to know a bit more at least. So that would be really good.
I think you need to wait for another blog post, which will happen in the end of September, where we will try to answer some of those questions and more specify more on the delivery dates, on the outlook. But what I can tell is there will be difference between those who will reserve the spot and then buy it early because of this production ramp up. There will be a time lag. For the first headset will roll out of the factory to the latest ones, which will be ordered later. And also, we'll try to do something cool with those first headsets, whether I'll personally sign them, or some of them I'll personally probably assemble. I already told that I already warned the factory guys that I'll be there sitting with them. So again, it just makes sense to try to reserve the spot again for free earlier. Just so you have this.
Okay, I totally get it, and I respect it that you're not giving any kind of time when you simply cannot. So it makes lots of sense. However,
we want to get it out as soon as possible. You can't believe it. We want to get it out as soon as possible, but we also want it to be a good product. So
I know.
There are things which
I agree. I agree.
Physics is there.
I totally get it. But now we have to talk about the price, because you must know some kind of range. So let me tell you what I think. So this is a high-end device made for a high-end PCVR users, right? It has very nice components, special lenses that you guys have been working on for a long time, right? It has amazing, displays and all this kind of stuff together. Sounds more like a more expensive device, and you're producing it in Europe and not in China. So that all makes me feel like it is a very expensive device. So how expensive is it going to be?
Again, I love you how you're just going for it.
But that's what I do.
Exactly. But look, so in terms of the pricing, why we don't reveal? Of course, we know the range. We know pretty much already. The range is very narrow, but there are some things which we're still optimizing. For example, even in the production, there are ways you can produce things, and there are ways how you could do, assemble certain things. So for us, we are working with the factory to make sure that the production is also optimized. And the differences, especially in Europe, in terms of if you are producing it for 1 or 2 hours longer, or if you are doing this and that, it could be significant. So we just don't want to reveal something which we would have to change right after that. Doesn't make sense. So we would reveal the final pricing as soon as we have it and we are ready. Also about the taxes, the shipments, and everything else. So we are in contact with shipping companies. We are in contact with everything needed to actually deliver those headsets. But we don't have the final number yet. Now, will it be a cheap headset? No. I mean,
Right.
I think you cannot even expect that at this day and age to have something. We are not subsidizing the hardware. We're not dumping the price. We're not doing it into our loss. And many people don't know, but many companies do. And maybe some of the companies which they expect not to do it, they still do it. So I would leave it in that. So we would not subsidize it, but it will not be, as you said, a crazy expensive headset. No, I gave the range already to Texun. So hi our Discord family who is very active on our channel.
So then you can tell
I said to them, look, it will be between Pico 4 and Apple Pro. Now, how you obviously will be closer to the higher end.
Yeah, probably.
But look, we focus on quality.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
First, quality is first because again, we want it to be kind of. I always call it as your final virtual reality PCVR headset. Like this is your final destination. You buy this one. I use Index for like 4 years already. It's still good. I want this to be, the life cycle of this headset will be probably 5 years plus because the resolution is already close to human resolution. You don't see pixels like per se. You just don't see them. And it will be a good headset for many, many years to come, and especially with open source part. So we'd rather make it good, and we will not compromise on some things just to make it a few €100 cheaper. I know myself, look, if I want something, if I'm in 2DS, I would rather buy something more expensive than try to buy 2 or 3 headsets cheaper. Like this is just how I think.
Okay.
And hopefully people will think the same. Like we will try our best. That's what
I get it. I totally get it. So it's not that you're going to compete on price, but you want to compete on the quality. It makes sense, right? It absolutely makes sense. So we simply have to wait. And I believe it might be closer to the Apple Vision Pro pricing range, but yeah, you will see. You will see. I'm looking forward to find out more about that.
And don't forget, there will be a difference between different variants, right? Because there's a big difference and a different span of if you fully load the headset with mixed reality and eye tracking and hand tracking, it adds up to the cost. The good news for you or for all the users is you can see it right away. You can choose. You click and you say, okay, if this is that amount of money more than this headset, can I afford it? Can I not afford it? And then you just decide for which variant you go. I know personally, I will use on a daily basis the eye tracking and the base VR for social VR, and then the fully loaded would be something for work we use. But for social VR, probably maybe hand tracking too, just because, as I said, hand tracking significantly will be more and more needed in the near future, near to midterm future. But yeah, that's
Okay.
what I would.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So, oops, that was wrong here. Yeah, but what I can tell already, and that is what I think is amazing, that you are a launch partner of Try My Tech. So once it's out, people will be able to test the headset.
We'll probably run some of the experience in our office as well.
Yeah, exactly. So for people who want to check out the different variants and who simply want to try it, you will be able to try out the Somnium VR1 on trymytech.com. And yeah, I'm excited about working together with you guys on bringing it to more people. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. So other than that, let's go to the questions from the community. There's still some questions from the community that I would like to ask. And once we're done with them, then the chat can also come up with questions, and then we're done for today. So I have some more questions. So how about the eye tracking? Will it give us dynamic foveated rendering on driver level?
Yes, it will work on driver level.
Okay,
it will be integrated through OpenXR.
Okay, nice. Great. Yeah, that's already the next question, probably. For OpenXR games, do you have your own runtime, or do you use the Steam VR OpenXR runtime?
No, we have our own runtime.
Okay, great. Is there any attempt at Linux support?
Not yet, but since we will gonna open source the project in future, it can be expected.
Yeah, I would say hopefully
Hopefully from the community.
but not from the get-go, guys. Not from the get-go.
Right. So, how about people with AMD GPUs? Can they use it? Is it compatible?
Yeah, runtime supports AMD GPUs and their D2D mode for direct display.
So that means yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that is exciting news, right? For people who have an AMD GPU, it is compatible with the Somnium VR1. How about base stations and the index controllers that you need for that? Are you going to offer some bundles? Because it seems it's hard to get in the US, the base stations and the controllers.
To be discussed. At the moment, we don't plan yet, but potentially we might. We'll see. Simply, right now the whole how to say, the whole time we spend is going towards the headset, rather than trying to find the bundles for the controllers. We believe that many people who will buy this headset already have controllers and the base stations,
Right.
like ourselves as well. But I hear you, and we kind of will try to do our best. If Valve wants to do something, just ring me up.
Okay, good. So
We're ready.
yeah, let's see how that goes. So how about shipping this to other places than Europe? Are you going to ship this directly from your own warehouses in Europe, or are you going to work together with some local resellers in the US and Canada? How is it going to work? Do you know already?
So we know some parts of it, and we'll tell more on the next update regarding the shipping. But we will use both variants. We'll use the resellers and we'll use the direct shipping from our warehouse. So right now we are discussing to make sure, because resellers is not just about the shipping; it's about the terms and conditions, about the pricing and everything else. So now we make sure that from our warehouse we can ship to all countries we want to ship. Directly from Czech Republic, and then while we find new resellers and new partners to work with, we'll be adding that to the list. But
Okay.
yeah, EU is quite easy,
Right.
and then US and other territories we'll see. But worst case scenario, we can ship it from our warehouse worldwide. This
Right.
is already discussed with the shipping partner.
Got it. So, how about the binocular overlap? How good, bad is the binocular overlap?
So it's 90 degrees.
Okay, good. That's
And
good.
I think I posted the
Yeah.
the data of that, and there was a big discussion. I think it's on Twitter somewhere.
It was measured on the latest prototype, so it's measurement. It's
Yeah.
not theoretical.
Yeah.
Okay, 90 is great. I like 90. Like if
you can have a look on the previous blog
75
post.
is bad, but 90 I like.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
look again. When we look at the headset, we don't have any weird artifacts, and so like in the office, like 20 plus people have tried it. Nobody said like, wait, I feel weird or something like that. So even practically, there was, and also on CES when people were looking at it, nobody pointed out to us immediately, hey, this is something weird is happening there. So yeah, the feeling is pretty good. The eyes are immediately adjusted to the picture.
Okay, great. Is there how to go about eye relief? Like the distance between your eyes and the lenses. How would you adjust it? Probably some people need more for glasses, right? How can you do that with the
So one way is to print your own
Right.
gasket. Now this
Okay.
one has, so the way how we did our face mask is to make it 3D printable, to make it compatible, is the following. Here are the magnets. You have the magnets there. But if you 3D print your own and you don't have magnets, so you don't want to glue the magnets or whatever reason, you still have those points which go inside the headset, so they can hold even without the magnets. So you can
Okay.
3D print your own mask, and now you can control the eye relief from that mask. So that's what I was talking about before, where you could 3D print and leave more space for the glasses or for just have a different eye relief for yourself. So I think that's one of the mechanisms we kind of thought about. There is no mechanical eye relief like
Okay.
index has.
Right.
Which is a great thing, by the way, with what they have, but we didn't
I love
include
it.
it. It's a great feature, but you don't need to use the glasses inside our headset, because there will be lenses which we put on top of that, the prescription lenses. And by the way, there was a question: will the eye tracking work if you put on top the prescription lenses? And the answer is
yes, it will work. We designed the schematics to make it possible.
Okay, great. That's great. Yeah, it's cool that everything is easily 3D printable because you're open sourcing like the CAD files. So I hope that there's going to be some place where I can simply buy that facial interface that somebody is printing for me, because I'm not yet into this whole 3D printing myself. But I can simply buy it,
Because of the Prusa cooperation, actually Prusa guys are helping us to make the STL files for printers for all the variants of printers they have, and they have the best know-how about how their printers work, and we have some, we're testing with them of the quality of the prints, like of the masks and of the anchor points to make them look good and also be used well. So it's ongoing, and of course those files will be released on probably on printables or on Prusa website, and of course on our website. So you'll be able to download those, and plus I'm sure people will just create their own variants of whatever they decide to create.
Okay.
And then it will be released somewhere, maybe on somewhere on our. Maybe we'll just take the best ones with their permission and put it on our website.
Yeah, I would like that. If you have some kind of store with a pre-approved.
It's not a store. We'll not sell them. We'll just give it to you for free. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but
no store involved in there. I mean, we'll give you the STL files. For free.
I got it. Somebody needs to print it for me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So will the VR1 work without Lighthouse? So just seated. Is there any kind of 3DOF built in already?
No, I don't think so right now. Not right. I mean, through mixed reality,
it has an internal EMU, but it was not in the plan to use it with a Lighthouse. But let's say in the future version,
might be.
If there will be decision, there will be option.
Okay. But for that,
let's say no, it's not possible right now.
So we
right now, no.
Right now in the beginning, not like
the race version will not have it.
Got it. Can we buy it without the stock strap?
Probably yes, but we'll see. Probably yes. That's something we're still deciding, by the way. That's something we're still deciding.
Probably that's interesting, right? Because people have their, I don't know, Quest.
No, exactly, because it's compatible and you can 3D print.
Yeah, I love that part. I like that part.
Yes, it's still in discussion.
What is the FPS on the mixed reality cameras?
It's 90.
90, okay. What about the weight? That's a good point. Let's say the base model. How heavy is the base model?
Let me see the exact number. I think we had it in specs. Where is this? Just to remind. Yeah, okay. So we said last time it's like 700 grams with the base model, and then it goes up to like 850. So we're still in this kind of territory.
Okay.
I would expect like plus minus some grams, and in some variants we're like more minus, and in some we're more plus. So overall, it's like still the same territory.
Okay. So yeah, interesting. Where do you see your HMD in terms of image quality compared to Aero and Crystal?
I don't want to compare it here. I mean, again, I want to keep the respect to.
I will compare it. I'm the guy who's going to compare it.
We leave it up to you guys to just do the judgment.
Makes sense.
And
I think
you can find some early reviews from those who tried it on CS.
Yeah,
I think Brad was there. He tried it, and some people looked at it. I think there are some videos online still available.
Okay.
Just don't ask us. Judge yourself.
I will make this judgment and tell people about it. So, what about warranty info, especially for modders? Can you say something about this?
Especially for modders, it's TBD. Still discussing, but in EU we're bound for 2 years warranty for consumers, and that's nothing we can do about it, and nothing we want to do about it, because people deserve their warranty, right? And I can tell that we we wrote the part in the update. We are now actually making the interviews for the customer support person and people who would be actually communicating with all the people who have any questions regarding the headset or the setup, or they will have some problems. So there will be a dedicated person or team of people who will be just doing that. And yeah, I'm also interviewing already second rounds of interviews at the moment. And yeah, I mean, and we'll try to do the customer support like just better, or in a good way, better than we see in general on the market for electronics. So we'll try to have answers on Discord. We'll try to we try to even maybe be on the forums where people are, like if it's Microsoft Flight Simulator or DSC, whatever, we will try to be there. We'll try to proactively see if there's any problems and engage proactively there, whether it's Reddit. So yeah, it's not just you send us email and you wait for 3 days and hope for the best. We'll try to have the turnaround times very quickly, and we'll try to be there where you are. For sure on Discord, for sure via email, but maybe we'll come up with something else. If anyone has any ideas of how you would love your support to be, I mean, I have my own ideas because I also use other headsets. But just let us know. Let us know in Discord, ping us on Twitter. We're there. We're very available to discuss all the things.
Okay. So, how about, do you have internal motion compensation for people that use VR with motion simulators?
I'm not sure whether I understand the question correctly.
Okay.
Like motion of like
Yes.
of the turning of the simulator, or
yeah, that is something what is in our runtime. If there is demand for that, we can expose it.
Okay, so I guess it's yes then.
Yeah, it's yes.
Okay,
because it's
in the runtime. Yeah.
in the runtime
Okay.
already.
So
Okay.
yes is the answer.
Good. So, tell us more about the cable. What kind of cable are you using? How do you connect it to your PC? Do you know that already?
Yeah, of course. You can.
So it's a virtual link cable for the VR and USB peripherals, and it's a special optic cable for the mixed reality. So
Yes.
it's both are
I'll
very,
bring something.
very thin cables.
One
Okay.
second.
And how long is the cable?
Base variant, I think it's around 5 meters. But,
yes, at 6 meters.
At 6 meters.
6
sorry.
meters, and this is a 3D printed version just for this. We already have like the working prototypes, but so this is the cable. And what we did actually, one of the things and that's why we spent quite a bit of money on that, redesigning the whole thing and also improving it. We wanted to make sure that the cable is detachable, but also firmly fixed in the headset. And the reason for that is we know that many times the point of failure of the headset happened to me, happened to everyone else, I'm pretty sure, is that the cable gets faulty. And then you have to, you have to send the whole headset or unplug. Sometimes the cables are not unpluggable, and then the whole thing just becomes a nightmare, both for the consumer and for the manufacturer. So we said, hey, what if we design the cable which can go firmly in, but it's unpluggable? So what we did is, you have here the screw, the hole for the screw, and the cable goes into the headset. Let me try if you'll see it. So there is a place for the cable and there's a place for the screw, and you just go like this. Wait, okay, that's the wrong one. So I have to go from this side, because for each side, if you have mixed reality, there's one cable. You just go like this. Yeah. Okay. And then you just put a small screw and it's firmly fixed. So you don't need to worry that, hey, it will fall out or it will do some crazy bendings, which will then damage the cable. And of course, if you have a mixed reality variant and VR variant, you have two same cables coming to the back.
Okay.
If you have just a VR variant, you have one cable coming to the back.
Nice. Next question. When is Somnium Connect?
Somnium Connect is planned to happen in the next several months. We will actually we're already discussing with the production company and the venue. We have 2 different venues in discussions right now. As soon as we know exactly the date, because a lot of things go into it, right? It's the readiness of the headset on one hand, the venue availability on the other hand, and it's all kind of comes together. But we will have a capacity of around 300 to 500 people for the Somnium Connect. We will be inviting, of course, many of you guys there. And as we've written in the blog post, those who will do the reservation for the spot, for the free reservation for the spot for the headset, will also get the priority to get to the Somnium Connect, because I'm pretty sure there will be more people than the capacity, willing to come. And we'll have great. If someone wants to look how we did the first Connect, which was almost 2 years ago, a bit less. We'll have not only our part, which of course will be about the headset, about the Somnium V3 update in terms of the software and many other new things, but also we'll bring our partners and our partner companies like VR Engineers that will showcase some stuff from their from their headset and simulators, like Links and many others who will simply be there, like Tesla Suit, for example, who will be there showcasing things. So it's like kind of like a fair plus Somnium Connect, and probably we'll do it 2 days, because I cannot see fitting everything in 1 day. But again, it's to be discussed. It all depends on the venue as well.
Okay.
But it will be in Prague.
Okay, cool. Very nice city. So what is the big area at the back of the head strap?
It's just the area to hold you. There is I know there was some speculation, like, is there the battery? You don't need the battery. It's a PCVR headset. It's just the area to hold. But again, hold on for the judgments and for the head strap, because we'll have some news in the upcoming weeks and months. Nothing is anchored in terms of how the final look will be. So there, I think you will be positively surprised, because we are trying to make more and more improvements on that to a degree where it will be very, very comfortable to wear. Both on the face mask as well, by the way. This is just for some tests we needed, but there will be different face masks and different shapes of them.
All right. What about the transparent plastic one? Are you still thinking about it?
We're still thinking about it.
Okay.
It's something which we need to see with the manufacturer. We want to do it, but I'm very sure it will not be from the very beginning. Like I'm confident that from the very beginning we'll have to go with the classical ones. But it's something I personally would want to have as well. So I will be pushing for it as much as we can.
Okay. Next question. What about blooming on the QLED panel? So you are having like mini LED local dimming, which normally introduces blooming. So how about your device?
I haven't seen any big problem with that, but
we haven't encountered that. But
I will find it. Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah,
you that bloom pixel.
I will find that blooming. Yeah. Just check out the Kayak Mirage night levels. Then you can see it normally. So try it out.
Yeah. I mean, we are trying different apps, and of course we're trying also Somnium. Somnium has great nights and moon and stars and everything. So
we are also using the headset without the dimming, and it has pretty great contrast. Also
absolutely.
So
because again, there I have to say the lenses, even when you use it without the dimming, the lenses are like amazing.
Okay.
The king of the optics. I have to say
it's not just my work. It's
of course
our engineers.
Of course, all the guys are great, and you will meet them all on Somnium Connect. You'll be able to ask the questions directly, go deeper into the technical parts. Somnium Connect will be a great way to not only try the headsets and listen to what we have got for you all, but to just network with the whole team, all the engineering team.
Okay, great. I'm looking through the questions here. Are you going to send test units to YouTubers?
We'll either send test units to YouTubers, or we'll send YouTubers to the test units.
Okay.
Here, we'll invite them, but for sure, of course, we do have that in plan.
Right.
And by the way, about the shipping, you just said ship the box. I think in the update we said, and to me this is kind of where it's a personal thing, because whenever I buy a headset, like what happens? You buy a headset, you unbox it, you take the box, you put it somewhere, and you never use it again. And then you go on Amazon or whatever, and you buy a new box for your new headset, which is additional money and additional waiting time and everything. And we said, like, why would we not just ship you a box which you would be able to use, to travel with, and put everything in?
Right.
And we are going to do it with the European manufacturer. Again, it will be a European manufacturer, and it will be, this is the prototype still, but it will be something like that, where you'll have your headset, you'll be able to put your controllers, like in my case, this is index controllers. You will even able to put, I don't know if you see, the base stations in, all the cables, everything fits in, and then you have this beautiful box which is kind of ready to be traveled with. It even has the compensation mechanism for the pressure in the airplane. It's just something you would use, and it's something which is which I think it's a great add-on, because it's nothing it's not something you would just throw away. It's something you would use for a long time, and it will be useful to you. And I think it's very cool. And I can't wait.
Got it. Probably last question. There has been some talk about that Novio add-on for wireless use. Is it still something that you want to follow, or that's going to happen?
Maybe in the future, not from the very beginning, obviously,
Okay.
but in the future, yes. I mean, still we're in contact, and everything is kind of
we are working on it,
progressing, but we have to prioritize, and delivering this is the highest priority for us.
That makes sense. Wow. Yeah, I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for answering so many questions about the Somnium VR1. I believe the community is really looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to looking through the device for the first time, and probably it's going to happen in Prague, right, at Somnium Connect.
I would, in Prague, in Somnium Connect, or maybe earlier, one way or another.
I hope so.
But I want to thank, and we want to thank for all the to the whole community who are that enthusiastic about the headset, especially the guys who are on our Discord and like counting days, and just really helping us to go through sometimes tough times in development, because development is not easy. It's not, it's nothing. Bringing headset on the market is very difficult, and bring that level of the tech is even more difficult. So, your support is much appreciated. We are not asking for any financial support. We're just asking for, the mental support, and we feel it. So from my side, big thank you for everyone who is excited. We'll just try to keep you informed as much as possible. I'm on Discord all the time. I'm in contact with the whole engineering team. If there is a question your guys asking and I just don't know the answer, we're always chatting with Tonda and others, and we're bringing you all those answers as fast as we can.
Great.
Thank you.
How can we join the Discord server? Somebody's asking. How to find it?
It's discord.gg/Somnium Space, and then there is a channel which is called VR Hardware VR1, and there it's very active discussion of all the things. And there's a place where I post all the things. As a first, like sometimes someone asked me, like, can you post this headset next to Valve Index, for example, and I just posted the picture there. So if you want to follow, and I try to also post on MRTV Discord with all the fairness, but of course, if you want the fastest information bits, just come to our Discord and follow it there, and I'm there very active as well. So
great, perfect. Yeah. So again, thank you for answering all the questions, dear Somnium team. And VR engineers as well, obviously, right? So thank you so much. That is amazing. There was a great session, and you answered so many questions. And I believe you really got the community more excited than before. And they were already excited. They're asking me all the time, like, Sebastian, when? Yeah, so I don't know. So I'm happy.
I'm getting DMs, okay? I'm getting DMs all the time.
So I'm really grateful that you had time to do this Q&A session here on MRTV. And for all the people who are watching this right now, or who are going to watch it later, if there are still some questions that the guys didn't answer, do post them in the comment section.
Yes.
That is really good for the algorithm. And the Somnium team is going to read through the
and
comments.
answer them. We actually do that all the time. Yeah, we do it all the time. Every video about Somnium VR1, we just go in the comments and we read them, we answer them, and do the same.
Right, exactly. So put your question there right now. And yeah, don't forget the thumbs up as well for this show. I really enjoyed it, and I think you enjoyed it too. You VR enthusiast, you know, MRTV is the right place to go. So that's everything that we got for this show. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out, to Somnium Connect, and to all the juicy information that you have. So whenever you have some new stuff, you're always welcome to do another Q&A here on MRTV.
All right. Thank you, Sebastian, for having us. Thank you, everyone, for being with us.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next one.